Hello viewers of George Villarreal's work Emporium. I'm George Villarreal, and I am excited to share with you how we can expand our knowledge of the world through the English language. Our videos cover a range of topics such as literature, history, science, and more, to provide you with a well-rounded learning experience. Regardless of whether you are a beginner or an experienced learner, our expertly curated videos offer captivating and enlightening content to help you enhance your language proficiency. Today, I will talk about a couple of scientific geniuses, Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla. Tesla was isolated for being seen as an eccentric scientist. He once worked under the guidance of Edison, but they eventually went their separate ways due to differences in their thinking. While Edison assessed inventions based on their economic value, Tesla focused on inventions that had to serve humanity and harness the power of nature. Thomas Alva Edison was born in 1847 and was a renowned inventor and entrepreneur with significant influence in the 20th century. He was born into a large family from a young age. Edison stood out from his peers. While other kids played, Edison spent his time and mental energy pondering over the phenomena and objects around him. He was expelled from school at a young age due to his perceived lack of intelligence, but his passion for experimentation never waned. Edison began his life of self-sufficiency at the age of 12, earning money by selling candy and newspapers on trains. As he matured, he built his own laboratory. Edison achieved his first patent at the age of 21 in October 1868. By 1871, he had become the owner of the famous enterprise. In 1879, Edison founded Thomson-Houston, and in 1890, he established the Edison General Electric Company. 2 years later, Edison General Electric and Thomson-Houston merged to create a giant electrical conglomerate known as GE today. Edison leaned more towards practicality than theory, and he experienced numerous failures before achieving success. Edison is known for being one of the early adopters of mass production techniques in innovative inventions. Notably, Edison's career was marked not only by inventing, but also by how he monetized his creations. Several inventions are closely associated with his name, including the incandescent light bulb. In total, he held over 1,500 patents worldwide. However, many of these were improvements on existing inventions or acquisitions of others' inventions. Nikola Tesla, born in 1856, was an American inventor and engineer of Serbian origin, renowned for his significant contribution to the development of alternating current electrical systems and electromagnetic technology. He was also famous for his ideas on wireless electricity transmission and wireless communication. Tesla dreamed of providing free electrical energy to the entire world. He held nearly 1,000 patents across various fields of science and technology, including inventions such as radio-controlled devices, solar power engines, X-ray machines, electric energy meters, automotive speedometers, and fluorescent lamps. Tesla had grand ideas including wireless energy transmission, including rainfall in arid regions, illuminating the skies along sea coasts, and providing wireless energy to vehicle and aircraft, as well as establishing interplanetary communication systems. However, he faced opposition and lacked financial support from the wealthy industrialists of his time. Despite financial difficulties and a lack of recognition as he had hoped for, Tesla remained unwavering in his ideas and experiments. He continued to use all his accumulated wealth to fund projects and research throughout his remaining years. Ultimately, Tesla died in poverty, having devoted his entire fortune to research and development, passing away in the United States in 1943. In history, Nikola Tesla is often portrayed as a genius with many disagreements with Thomas Edison. Many scholars believe that Edison frequently took credit for Tesla's work in numerous innovative projects for the betterment of humanity. In 1931, after Thomas Edison passing, Nikola Tesla shared his perspective on Edison. Tesla stated that Edison often worked in a cumbersome and inefficient manner compared to the smart pursuit of solutions. Tesla expressed his opinions about Edison, suggesting that he needed to engage more in theory and calculation to save effort. Edison, a self-taught and experimentalist, might have been limited in his approach to work. Tesla remarked, "If he had a needle to find in a haystack, he would not stop. He would not stop to reason where it was most likely to be, but would proceed at once with the feverish diligence of a bee to examine store after store until he felt the object of his search. Just a little theory and calculation would help save him 90% of his labor." Before leaving Edison's company, Tesla also emphasized that the future did not lie in direct current electricity, which Edison was focusing on, but in alternating current electricity. Tesla realized that he couldn't continue working for a boss solely interested in profit and unable to keep promises. He understood that his ideas and innovations would be buried at such a company. After leaving the Edison company, Tesla had to struggle to make a living, but his spirit and mind never ceased thinking about his inventions and ideas, especially those related to alternating current. This eventually led to the War of the Curtains, a significant milestone in human history. The story of the work of curtains, a battle between direct current and alternating current electricity systems, is indeed a significant part of the history of electrical power and the rivalry between Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla. Edison developed the DC system and created many devices using this type of electricity. On the other hand, the AC system, invented and developed by Tesla and supported by George Westinghouse, had several advantages over DC. The weakness of the DC system was its limited ability to transmit electrical power over long distances, requiring a dense network of conductive wires due to voltage drop and power loss. In contrast, AC could transmit electricity over longer distances with less energy loss by using transformers to step up and stepped out voltage. The battle between AC and DC became fierce as Edison went to great lengths to manipulate public perception by spreading rumors about Tesla AC system and attempting to polish the image of his old DC system. However, in the end, AC completely triumphed over DC and dominated the global electric power transmission market. This battle highlighted to the competitiveness and the unstoppable margin of technological progress, which could not be distorted by propaganda and politics. Although Edison lost this battle, He made significant contributions to the development of DC-powered electronic devices. It wasn't until 1917 that most of the past differences between Tesla and Edison had almost faded away. Edison officially recognized Tesla's great contributions. His inventions had illuminated cities and transformed energy into power, playing a crucial role in industrial development. If Tesla's contributions were removed, the wheels of industry would stop turning, the echoes would cease to run, and towns would be plunged into darkness. Tesla also praised Edison's practical outlook and reminisced about his early days in America when he worked for Edison. He saw Edison as an extraordinary individual, someone who had not received formal training but had the ability to self-educate and accomplish many things. Tesla, while somewhat critical, also acknowledged Edison's unique place in history. To answer the question of who was truly better between Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla is an impossible task. Both were groundbreaking talents in the field of electrical engineering and made significant contributions to the advancements of science and technology. However, they had different styles and visions in their lives and careers. Evaluating who was better or had a greater impact will depend on personal perspectives and values. The fact remains that both left a profound legacy in science and technology, and they both deserve to be honored for their inventions and contributions. Thank you for joining me on this episode. Your questions, comments, and feedback are always welcome and appreciated. So please don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, please don't hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more interesting and enlightening content. By hitting the notification bell, you'll be sure to never miss any very exciting and thought-provoking episodes. Don't forget to share our channel with your friends and family who may also find our content beneficial. We are committed to providing you with high quality, well researched, and engaging content that will help you improve your English language skills and expand your knowledge. And I look forward to sharing more insightful and inspiring things with you in the near future.